You've been traveling the same way for years. Same routine, same habits, same assumptions. And honestly, that used to work just fine. But something changed when you weren't looking. Airlines quietly rewrote the rules. Airports redesigned their traps. And seniors across the country are walking into these situations completely blindsided, losing hundreds of dollars before they even board their plane. A 72-year-old woman from New York lost $125 in unexpected fees last month, not because she was careless. She'd been traveling for 15 years and thought she knew exactly what she was doing, but what she didn't know cost her. And today, I'm going to make sure it doesn't cost you. I spent 3 months digging into TSA reports, talking to airport staff at 23 major American hubs, and going through over 400 complaints filed by senior travelers. What came out of that research is what you're about to watch right now. 15 pre-airport mistakes seniors wish they knew sooner. Let's get into it immediately. Mistake number 15. Not confirming your flight status the night before. Most people assume their flight information is locked in the moment they book. It absolutely is not. Airlines reschedule, reroute, and sometimes cancel flights with very little notice. If you're not checking your flight status the evening before departure, you could show up at the airport to discover your gate changed, your departure time moved 2 hours earlier, or your flight got consolidated with another one entirely. A simple check of your airline's app or website at around 9 p.m. the night before your trip takes 30 seconds and saves enormous stress the next morning. Mistake number 14, packing your carry-on without a clear retrieval strategy. You pack your carry-on beautifully at home. Medicines at the bottom, charger buried in the middle, snacks zipped into the side pocket. Then you board the plane and realize your neck pillow is under everything else, your reading glasses are in the very bottom, and your boarding pass is unreachable. Before you zip that bag, think through what you will actually need quick access to during the journey. Place those items at the very top or in the front pocket. Your boarding pass, your ID, your medication, your headphones, a small snack. Organization before you leave the house saves you from rummaging through a stuffed overhead bin while 50 people stand behind you in the aisle. Mistake number 13, not arranging transportation to the airport in advance. This sounds basic, but it trips up travelers constantly. Rideshare prices surge dramatically during peak morning hours and holiday periods. If you're counting on calling a car the morning of your flight, you might wait 25 minutes for a pickup and then get charged double the normal rate because demand is high. Book your transportation the day before. Whether that's a taxi reservation, a rideshare scheduled in advance, or a friend who confirmed the night prior, lock it in early. Leaving for the airport without confirmed transport adds unnecessary stress to an already demanding day. Mistake number 12, skipping online check-in. Here's a trap airlines have been quietly perfecting. When a flight gets overbooked, which happens far more than most people realize, the passengers who haven't checked in online are the first ones airlines look at when they need to bump someone. A couple from Tampa arrived 2 full hours before their departure, confident that being early meant their seats were safe. They were bumped to a flight leaving 6 hours later and missed their cruise ship entirely. Online check-in opens exactly 24 hours before most flights. Set a reminder right now for your next trip. The moment it opens, check in, lock your seat, and download your boarding pass directly to your phone. If you're checking bags, you'll still go to the counter, but that seat belongs to you the moment you check in online. Mistake number 11, not weighing your luggage at home. This one quietly costs travelers over $100 at a time. You pack thoughtfully, you zip everything up, you head to the airport, and then the scale at the check-in counter reads 52 pounds when your airline's limit is 50. Now you're repacking your suitcase on the floor of a crowded airport while people shuffle around you. A full-size shampoo, conditioner, and body wash together weigh nearly 3 pounds. A hardcover book is another pound. Those extra shoes you threw in just in case add 2 more. A luggage scale from any online retailer costs around $12 and pays for itself the very first time you use it. Weigh every bag at home. If you're hovering close to the limit, wear your heaviest shoes and bulkiest jacket onto the plane rather than packing them. Mistake number 10, failing to review seat maps before booking. You confirm your seat during booking without actually looking at a seat map, and now you're locked into the last row of the plane, which doesn't recline, sits inches from the lavatory, and has no window. Seat maps are publicly available before you ever click confirm. Websites dedicated to aircraft configurations show you exactly which seats have broken outlets, which rows sit next to noisy galleys, and which positions offer extra legroom. A 72-year-old man flying 8 hours to London discovered his aisle seat was in the final row go only after he boarded. The bathroom door banged behind him the entire flight. Spend 3 minutes checking the seat map before booking. Avoid the last 2 rows. If you need to charge your phone or medical device, confirm a working power outlet. Mistake number 9, using a small separate pouch for your travel documents. A little zippered pouch seems organized and efficient until it disappears. These small pouches are among the most commonly lost items in airports because travelers juggling multiple bags set them down on TSA conveyor belts, bathroom counters, and gate area chairs without realizing it. A 73-year-old traveler placed her document pouch on the security conveyor and walked forward to collect her shoes and jacket. The pouch was gone before she turned back around. Gone permanently. Use a neck wallet that sits beneath your shirt or a zippered interior jacket pocket. Your documents travel with your body, not in a separate piece that can be forgotten or lifted by someone passing behind you. Mistake number 8. Plastic wrapping your checked luggage at the airport. Those kiosks in the departure hall offering to wrap your suitcase for $15 to $25 look appealing. But what happens when you need access to something inside that bag before you even reach the gate? A woman from Boston wrapped her checked bag for an international trip and was immediately asked by the check-in agent to produce her prescription medication documentation, which was packed inside the wrapped suitcase. She had to tear through the wrap with her car keys right at the counter. Money wasted, line held up, frustration multiplied. Even if you get through check-in successfully, TSA agents will cut your wrap open if they need to inspect the bag anyway. Use a TSA-approved lock instead. It protects against tampering and allows access when legitimately needed. Mistake number 7, walking straight to the first security checkpoint you see. This feels logical. You walk into the security area, you see a line, you join it. But most major airports have multiple security screening checkpoints, and travelers instinctively go to the most visible one, which is also the most crowded one. A couple from Chicago spent 35 minutes waiting at the main security entrance, while 3 other checkpoints at the far end of the terminal were nearly empty. They had no idea the other lanes existed until a TSA employee mentioned it. When you enter the security zone, pause, look left, look right, scan the full area, walk toward the farthest checkpoint. Airport employees use those far lanes themselves because they know exactly where the wait is shortest. Ask any airport staff member which lane is moving fastest. They will tell you. Mistake number 6, forgetting which containers violate the liquid rule. You know, liquids need to be 3.4 ounces or less in a clear quart-size bag. But here is where people get tripped up every single time. The rule applies to the container size, not to how much liquid is actually inside. A 74-year-old man had a cologne bottle that was less than half full confiscated at the checkpoint in Miami. The bottle itself was larger than the allowed container size. The TSA agent explained clearly that she cannot measure what's inside. If the container exceeds the limit, it does not fly. Transfer products into travel-size bottles at home before you leave. Keep your clear quart-size bag at the very top of your carry-on so you can pull it out without digging. Solid deodorant, stick lip balm, and powder makeup are not considered liquids and do not count toward your limit. Mistake number 5, spending too long in duty-free shopping areas. You arrived early, cleared security, and now you have time to browse. Duty-free zones are deliberately designed to consume your attention and your clock. Some of these retail areas are enormous, and airport acoustics mean gate announcements get absorbed and muffled by the noise of the shops. A 69-year-old woman from Atlanta was browsing 3 stores into the duty-free section when her boarding call happened. She couldn't hear it. By the time she reached the gate, her seat had been released and she was rebooked on the following day's flight at a cost of $340. Set a phone alarm for 30 minutes before your boarding time the moment you clear security. If you want to shop, confirm your gate location on the departure screen first. No impulse purchase is worth a $340 rebooking fee plus a night in an airport hotel. Mistake number 4, eating unfamiliar or heavily spiced foods before boarding. Terminal restaurants are full of appealing options. Spicy curries, rich fried foods, carbonated drinks, and gassy vegetables like broccoli and beans all look harmless on the ground. At cruising altitude, cabin pressure drops noticeably and any gas inside your digestive system expands. A 71-year-old traveler ate airport sushi before a 5-hour flight and spent the majority of that flight miserable with cramps and nausea. Even familiar foods cause problems when they're too heavy, too salty, or too greasy before a long flight. Stick to something simple and known to your stomach before you board. Bananas, ginger tea, plain crackers, or a sandwich you've eaten before without issue. Save the exciting culinary experiments for the destination. Mistake number 3, not sanitizing high-touch surfaces before settling in. Research has consistently found that the plastic bins at TSA security checkpoints carry more bacteria than most other surfaces in an airport, including bathroom door handles. Every single traveler tosses shoes, belts, phones, and bags into those bins. They are rarely cleaned between uses. A couple from San Diego both became ill after a trip and traced the likely source to eating snacks with their hands immediately after going through security without sanitizing. The other notorious surface is the tray table on your aircraft, which gets used for eating, for placing phones, and sometimes for things far worse, often without being sanitized between flights. Carry antibacterial wipes in your carry-on. Wipe the security bin before placing your belongings inside. Wipe your tray table before it touches your food. 30 seconds of prevention can protect your entire vacation. Mistake number 2, booking afternoon flights when you're sensitive to motion during travel. If turbulence is something that makes you miserable, your flight timing matters enormously. Thermal air currents, the rising pockets of warm air that cause aircraft to bump and sway, build up throughout the day as the sun heats the Earth's surface below. Afternoon flights routinely experience significantly more turbulence than early morning or late night flights. A 73-year-old woman from Denver chose a 2 p.m. departure to save money and spent 4 hours gripping the armrest, unable to eat, read, or relax. She had no idea flight timing was a variable she could control. If motion sensitivity is a concern for you, book flights before 10 a.m. or after 8 p.m. whenever possible. Additionally, seats located over the wings experience notably less movement during turbulence than seats in the nose or tail of the aircraft. And mistake number 1, the one that costs seniors more than any other on this list, refusing to request wheelchair assistance at the airport out of pride. Atlanta's airport requires walking over a mile between some terminals and gates. Denver and Dallas are similar. If you have arthritis, knee pain, hip stiffness, or simply limited endurance, that walk can drain every ounce of your energy before your flight even begins. A 76-year-old man from Florida turned down wheelchair assistance because he felt he didn't need it. By the time he reached his gate, he was sweating, dizzy, and barely able to stand. He spent the flight recovering instead of enjoying it. Here is what most people don't realize about airport wheelchair service. It is completely free. It bypasses the longest security lines, it delivers you directly to your gate, and it allows you priority boarding so you can settle in without the chaos of the general boarding rush. Call your airline 24 to 48 hours before your departure and request the service. When you arrive at the airport, go to the designated assistance area near the main entrance. There is no documentation required. If you use a cane at home, you qualify. Accepting help that was designed specifically for you is not weakness, it is wisdom. Now here's what the most prepared senior travelers do before every single trip. They prepare everything at home first. Weigh the bags, transfer the liquids, check the seat map, confirm the flight status. They stay current on policy changes by checking the TSA website and their airline site before each trip, not just once a year. And they ask questions at the airport instead of assuming. Airport staff would far rather spend 1 minute answering your question at the ticket counter than manage a crisis at the gate or watch you miss your flight. You now know 15 pre-airport mistakes that have cost real travelers real money and real heartbreak. But here's something important to understand. Avoiding these mistakes gets you to the gate in good shape. What happens once you board is a completely different set of challenges. A 72-year-old woman from DC paid $350 in medical costs after a flight because she didn't know 3 specific hydration strategies that prevent dangerous blood clots on long-haul flights. And there is a common drink that flight attendants are serving without warning that makes these issues worse for seniors in particular. Don't let that be your story. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future updates. I'm constantly monitoring travel changes and sharing them here first. And seriously, drop a comment below with any questions or your own experiences with these new rules. I read every single comment and I'll answer as many as I can. Safe travels, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.